Hi, this is the Mid-State Gravel Grinder, the fourth of 5 races in the Pennsylvania Gravel Series. It's in Pennsylvania, a little bit west of State College, and it goes for 47 miles with a decent amount of climbing, but not too much. The race started out on pavement for the first, I think, 4 miles or so. The pack went out pretty hard. I hung with them probably a little longer than I should have. I let them go eventually going up a hill, but the first little effort was pretty good for me. This is my first year doing bike racing. I've did it primarily to motivate myself to continue losing weight and getting fitter. I'm down to 215 pounds, which is 50 pounds down from my weight last August, so I'm pretty excited about that. But chasing these guys up mountains has been some good motivation for me. I've really been enjoying the gravel races because you usually don't have to worry too much about cars, and getting dropped isn't the end of the world because it's more of a long endurance event. You can see here, by the time we hit the gravel, I had already dropped the peloton, but went along and picked guys up a lot the rest of the way. The course packed like half the climbing into the first quarter of the course, so there was two relatively long 10-15 minute climbs in the first 15-20 miles, and the first one was pretty rough for me. Like I said, I think I tried to hang with the peloton a little bit too long and blew myself up a little bit, but by the top of the second climb I was starting to recover and was kind of hitting my targets. I race in the Clydesdale division, which is for racers that are 200 pounds and up. Hopefully this will be the last year where that's true for me. And there's a season series, so just trying to get the best finish I can at each one of these races. The last race didn't go particularly well for me, which was Camp Mitchell, and I managed to finish dead last in the field in that one. But today, climbing's a little bit less, and I'm feeling a little bit better. So, overall, I was hoping to get a good performance. The race announcers tell you at the beginning that there's a fast descent right at the beginning, and there'll be paramedics at the bottom, and to be very careful. And you can see somebody did crash coming down, so I appreciate that they told us. Overall, the course was pretty nice. There was a pretty chunky section on the back end, but I appreciated the course overall. That was really the only fast descent that was kind of sketchy, and they warned us about it in advance, so it felt good. I was on my Laufsegler with 2.25 Victoria Mezcal tires for this with my suspension fork, and there was at least a couple sections on there where I really appreciated having the extra large tires and the suspension, because it did get a little rocky up there. No real technical sections, but some places where it was a little rough. This climb here in particular, a lot of 10%, and this was the second one that went on for more than 10 minutes for me. Is where I started to feel good towards the end of the climb. You can see a bunch of people were passing me at the bottom, but by the top, which is right here, I had actually recovered and passed several of those people back, and we got back on a little bit pavement for the descent off of that, and I was able to get in there and start taking in some nutrition for this race. I rode with a hydration pack with 6 scoops of tailwind in it, plus 2 bottles with tailwind in them. And I did get 200 grams of liquid carbs in, plus 2 packs of Cliff Blocks during this race. So for the first time, I actually hit the targets of the carbs I was trying to consume during a longer race event. So once we got past that second climb, there was a decent amount of descending for kind of the middle section of the course. And like I said, the tires, the mezcals really hold up pretty good on this kind of gravel. I felt like I had good traction and didn't have to ride the brakes too much like I have in a lot of my previous races.
Yeah. Yeah. Say again?
It's always fun on these kind of events when you're 4 hours from home and you meet somebody from the same area as you. There's not really any gravel racing in New Jersey. There's a couple gravel grinders with Grand Fondo style segments way up north, but where we are, there's a ton of sand in the forest, so, and not too many climbs. But this was a really interesting section of the course, and where I really liked the bike, and this is where I was starting to feel good. There was a decent pack, and the road was a little chunky, and there was a lot of grass. I actually found myself able to pass a lot of the guys I had been riding with around in these sections because I had better traction than them and some good, and was able to deal with the chunks pretty good. So I liked the more off-roady parts of this course especially. One thing worth complaining about, there was a lot of really pretty forests for here at Mid-State Gravel, but there was only 1 or 2 places I really noticed where you could see off into the distance and see the mountains around you, because we had a decent amount of elevation, at least for me as a New Jersey guy. So I kind of missed having those wide open views. But of course, the best one was at the start and finish line at the airport, where the ride kicks off. Yeah, I mean, it's worth mentioning. The promoters for this did a really nice job. The start line and finish line were at the Mid-State Airport, and so plenty of parking. They had good food. Um, there was plenty of space to warm up. I actually had to borrow a SRAM battery from the promoters because I discovered that you're supposed to take them out before you start riding, or else your derailleurs might not go to sleep. Trying to single speed this course would have been extremely challenging, so I really appreciated that. And this here is the rock garden, and this was crazy. I was at least a half mile into it before I hit the record button because I couldn't take my hands off the bars to get to the camera. And it was chunky and rough and painful, and I was very glad when it ended. And I passed 3 or 4 people without pedaling at all going through here just because, yeah, it was rough for everybody. Although one person did go blowing past me like way faster at one point. I'm guessing it was probably the winner of the longer race because the way he was moving, I can't imagine he was behind me on the course. And my battery wound up giving out a few miles from the finish line, so the video is going to end here soon. I was pretty happy with my performance. 8th out of, I think, 14 finishers in the Clydesdale category. Right around 3.5 hours, which was pretty much my target time. I was, I think, 7 or 8 watts normalized power off of my goal for the day, which is pretty awesome for a race of this length. So overall, super happy with this and really looking forward to the last race in this series, and talk to you then.